Shout out to the Chiefs again for making it to the Super Bowl. But Joe, you know what time it is. I think we got the layout ready. I think we got it ready. I think I did it. So we might have five.
Okay.
So if it's not, we still fix it while this plane is on the air. But I did say something about the 90s. So fellas, you can prep up now. You can prep up now. It's your moment. We had it last week, and then he brought a band of brothers with him in the comments as well. We got Cam coming back, and we also got Mark. Okay, I just want to make sure Mark was listening to me, man. I just want to make sure you hear me, man, because we got Mark coming back as well, and we got to talk about it. One of the most anticipated NFC championship games came down to a running back, and I can't find. Oh, there it is. Hey Siri, Nick Siri, that is. Not you. I was about to say I can't say the song yet. I gotta wait till she actually cut off, but y'all see the title. Commanders played the Eagles, and okay, play dreams and nightmares. But the Commanders went out there, man, and they did something that they haven't seen since 1991, and the Eagles put up some scores that we haven't seen in the NFC Championship game since forever. So this game really was something to talk about, but I'm not gonna say too much because this is not my time. I'm gonna bring up the fellas so they can tell us what they got on their mind. What's up, fellas? What's going on? Hold on. I got a special introduction for y'all, man. Where's that?
Oh man,
there it is. By standards. What's up, fellas? What's up?
What's going on?
Haters going hate, boy. That hater Raiders. I'm telling you, that thing. He got a whole case of it from Costco. He went to Costco. They had a 50-person line. He waited 3 hours for the haterade. He didn't even care about it.
Did. I got my ticket and everything. I still got my ticket.
That is crazy. You know, the haters really love. The haters really love. You wanted us to be in the championship. I know you did, man. What's up, brother? It's good to see you, man. At least it's good to see you. Hey, it's good to see you. Joe's good to see you. Tomo, it's good to see y'all.
It's great to see everyone that's up here, man. It's not for me, though. Hey, Mark, what's up?
What's going on, man? I'm here. You know, I told you I'll duck no wreck. Want to lose? Yeah.
Okay, so
championship. That's more than enough. You know?
We got about 55 seconds for you to talk about it. Go ahead. So 55-23, Commanders Philadelphia Eagles. I'm not that excited, Mark, because I didn't want to see them go back either. You know, at the end of the day. But tell us what you thought about that game, Mark.
I mean, the game was it was how can I say this? It was bad. It was bad play on us. I felt like we beat ourselves. The turnovers, the fumbles, letting Saquon run for the first touchdown, the first play of the Eagles' offensive drive. That was crazy right there. We had ample opportunities, even after that drive, ample opportunities to tie the game up or even get ahead, but we just couldn't hang on to the ball. When we actually gave them the ball on the regular side of the field, like a regular drive, they punted twice. And then the other times they was bailed out by penalties on third down. It was a whole pass interference, knocked them out of bounds on another play. It was just a lot going on that wasn't, that's not blaming on the refs or nothing like that. But I mean, we lost that game because we fumbled ultimately. Whether we got the fumble back and we came out of the pile with the ball, it didn't really matter. So I mean, it was not us against the refs. We still fumbled on that play. So I mean, we should have just gotta. I don't feel bad. I just feel like I know that I was talking a lot of trash throughout the season, but I don't feel bad for what happened. I'm mad that we lost the way that we did, like we fumbled like that. Because I feel like if we wouldn't have fumbled, they would have scored 55. We would have scored 56. Like if we would have had the ball, like we would have just not turned the ball over. I feel like we would have had a great. It'll be a different conversation, I should say. So I mean, it's our fault. Congratulations to the Eagles. I know in the last show I said whoever win this matchup right here gonna be the one to win the Super Bowl. I take that back. I hope the Chiefs win. So yeah, I take that back. I hope the Chiefs win. I don't want it to be us. I don't want to be them. But yeah, man, just congratulations. I'm happy for Saquon. I said it in the chat after we lost. I'm happy for Saquon. Now him not getting that record don't look too bad if they win the Super Bowl. I mean, I still wanted him to get the record because even after the Super Bowl, it's going to stand forever. Like I don't think it's going to be broken again no time soon. But that's how I felt about the game. It wasn't. I'm not hurt or anything like that because we made it farther than I mean, I know I expected the Super Bowl, but we made it farther than anybody. I mean, actually anybody. There's only 2 teams that made it farther than we did in the whole NFL. 2 teams, Eagles and Chiefs. Everybody else, we went farther than they did. So I mean, it is what it is, man. Rookie quarterback, new situation, $100 million. I'm fine. 8 draft picks. I feel good.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Go ahead, Cam.
Same thing for my brother, man. Thank you, Mark. We brothers now, man. I don't feel so bad about it, but when I was watching the game, it reminds me of, I'm in 4th grade, man. I'm talking trash to the teacher. I said, I'm feeling froggy this day. So what ends up happening, I'm talking crazy to the teacher. The teacher says, I'm going to call your parents. I say, call my parents. I'm feeling froggy. They call my parents. When I end up finding out she really called them, my aunt got on the phone, say, when you get home, you know what is mine. I'm telling you, listen. My school from my home probably was a 5-minute walk. I took about 25 to 35 minutes to get home. That's how this beating felt a bit. It felt like a long walk home because we had gotten so far. Now, those 3 fumbles, I'm going to be honest, without those 3 fumbles, we win the game, in my opinion. And this is why. I know this is a jump. I know this is a leap. When we're looking at the Eagles, I think I listened to Dave. Dave killed the segment before. Shout out to you, Dave. He talked about the Chiefs being a prepared team. Washington, never being there before, wasn't as prepared as the Eagles. Prepared in the ways, and what I mean by prepared, they didn't have the personnel, they didn't have the experience, they didn't have a lot of things that the Eagles are familiar with. Just even being able to execute the tush push in the way that they've been able to execute it shows a somewhat excellent team. And so Washington hasn't been able to build that momentum. We always say momentum doesn't go up and momentum doesn't stay stagnant. It goes up or it goes down. And so when we recognize what was happening with Washington, we had somebody that can change the momentum instantly, but we had that momentum going in the downward spiral, and it really affected our team in a drastic way. So when we even look at the game, such as Mark was saying, we had three major turnovers, and even with those turnovers, we really considered like we still can win this game. That was the crazy part to watching the game. We still had the ability to win the game, but when I kept looking at the score, man, we didn't have these 3 turnovers, man. We would have been at least right there to give Jaden Daniels the ball. The last point I'll give, we didn't give Jaden Daniels enough time to have the football. And when you look at the statistics, Washington, surprisingly, with 3 turnovers, had the same time of possession, almost the same as the Eagles. That's really is going to blow your mind. Imagine if Jaden Daniels has the ball for 5 to 7 more minutes. Imagine if we're able to execute. Jaden Daniels threw a late pick just trying to play a bit of hero ball, but we haven't seen that personality or characteristics all year long. So we can erase that interception. When we look at Jaden Daniels having the ball during clutch time, he's going to make it happen. Clutch time, the gap was so insurmountable. We had to play catch up so much. It was challenging to get back. So altogether, I genuinely believe the Eagles were the better team. You got the better running back, the better line, the overall better defensive line, more camaraderie on the defensive end, more camaraderie on the offensive end. But the one thing they didn't have that I believe we have better coaches, in my opinion, and I do believe we have a better quarterback. I believe we have better coaching. I'll say this. When I mean by better coaching, I believe the coaching that we have could have gotten us the victory. Now, overall, I give it to the Eagles. Number 1, defense, things of the sort. When we talk about what Cliff Kingsbury, Dan Quinn, these guys were able to do this year, I don't know if there was another coaching staff that would be able to get these guys to the NFC Championship. So that escalates them a bit further and puts them right on a plateau, at least this year, not overall, but this year in a space surpassing a lot of other coaches. not overall, but in this space. And if I was to go ahead and give a coach of the year, I'm gonna go with Dan Quinn. He just did something this year that I feel like we haven't seen. Jaden Daniel has a talent, but man, the coaching staff did a phenomenal job. So that's my 2 cents. I'm sticking with it.
Okay, well, we got an Eagles fan that just showed up, so we want to hear his take on the opposite side of things. Joe, we might have to do the family feud squares. I don't know, but we can bring. I got it. All right, so let's bring Blaze on up.
Well, we got to bring him in the right way. You got him. I got it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm here now. What's up, fellas?
What's up, Blaze?
What's going on, Blaze? It's been a minute
great,
since you've been on the show, man.
I'm just sitting backstage, man, and I just can't believe the delusion that comes out of the mouth of the Commander fans. I just can't believe it. It boggles my mind how delusional this fan base is. Like, it's ridiculous. Cowboys, I thought it was y'all, but it's not. They got y'all beat because you give them an inch, they're going to take them out. And it's just unbelievable. But first off, I would like to start off by saying, great win, Eagle Nation. Commanders, go home, reassess, reevaluate, back to reality, come back next year and see if you can do it again. Because this is our second time in 3 years, all right? So when you talk about coaching, let's take that into consideration. But also, I wanted to address the Corius, but he called out sick today for whatever reason. And I told myself, I said, I'm not going to address him since he ain't have enough guts to show up on this show today. But, you know what I'm saying, I'm still going to do it. So since he wanted to talk so much about last game, let's talk about last game, right? Last game, the 22nd of December, where y'all went crazy in the uproar. Oh, we got it. Eagles ain't nothing. If Jalen Hurts was in the game, we would have won the game. Let's talk about it, right? Last game, December 22nd. We had 12 drives, right? I'm gonna just do a little. I'm not gonna be long on this. I'm gonna just do a little comparison, right? When Kenny Pickett played our game, right? We had 12 drives, 4 punts. We had 3 touchdowns. Those 3 touchdowns came in the beginning of the game. After that, we had 4 punts, 1 missed field goal, and 4 field goals. But every single time we had the ball, we had 5 turnovers on y'all. We got the ball in good position in our own territory. We wasn't able to convert. So y'all defense had some plays where we lost yardage. Y'all drew us back. Y'all sacked us. Got us out of field goal range. We had to punt the ball 4 times. We missed the field goal, but we ended up making 4. Okay, so let's talk about this game. With Jalen Hurts being there the whole game. No Kenny Pickett. Jalen Hurts, right? 12 drives. The same exact drives as last time. 9 touchdowns. 2 punts, 1 missed field goal. So let me say something about, since y'all want to talk so much about last game, Mark and Decorius, right? Kenny Pickett, y'all say, oh, well, he had 170 something yards. Well, not you, Mark. I'm sorry. This is Decorius right here. Jalen Hurts had like 100. He averages right now about 150 or so, 140 or so yards. Kenny Pickett in his last 4 games, he had 170 yards. He had 150 yards. He had 160 yards. So he gave that parallel to show that whether we had Jalen Hurts or not, the game would have been the same exact outcome, even with Kenny Pickett, because he was only looking at passing yards and things like that. He wasn't looking at the whole totality of things. That's what happens when you're a delusional fan. You know, you don't look at everything. You see one thing and you run with it. So the thing is, Jalen Hurts is a difference maker, as I was telling him. I came on the show and I said, I don't care how many passing yards he has. I don't care if he has a -5 passing yards. Of course, I don't want him to have -5 passing yards, but just to show an example, I said, I know what he's not going to do. He's not going to cost us the game. He's not going to have a lot of turnovers, and he's not going to put us in position to lose. I even said on the show, I said I thought we was going to win 31-17, and that if the game was close going into the 4th quarter, we was going to seal the deal because Jalen Hurts is a proven closer. Regardless of how it looks, he's a proven closer. And now we have another proven closer in Saquon Barkley. And I knew that we was going to win this game. But it just so happened that we blew y'all out by 32 points. You know, so I thought we was going to score 31, but we ended up winning by 32. So that's even better. Scored 55 points in y'all in the championship game, the most ever score on any team in NFL history. That's pretty embarrassing. So I know y'all had a really, really great season, and I don't want y'all to feel down about the season. But yes, you definitely should feel down about this game because as much as y'all was talking, y'all stepped up there and y'all got beat down. So anyway, right? So now we go to this game, and we say, well, I think that we lost this game for ourselves. I, Usually, if a team loses by maybe like a score, maybe a score and a half, they could be like, "Yeah, we lost this game because if we would have did this, if we would have did that, if we would have did this, it could have been a different outcome." But when you go a whole game making so many mistakes as y'all did with the 5 turnovers, right? Or however many turnovers y'all had. I know y'all had 3 fumbles, and then you want to four turnovers, and then you want to talk about, well, we had so many dumb penalties. I was saying in the chat the whole game, that's undisciplined football. So regardless if you want to say, oh well, the penalties bailed them out. No, your defensive players bailed us out because they don't know how to play real defense. And they got exposed on the grandest stage. So that's who really lost the game for y'all. It wasn't. Yeah, let me take that back. Y'all didn't lose the game for yourselves. But what I'm saying is those penalties that is quote unquote, oh well, it bailed us out. No, y'all, they were real fouls. They were real flags. They had to be thrown. Then you get down on the goal line, and this guy who's an all-pro, Luvu, and who I said was going to be the X factor of y'all game on defense, he made a mockery of himself. Like he's an all pro, but nobody cares about that right now because he made himself the bid. And if for those who aren't from the DMV area, a bid is somebody who's the butt of the jokes. And that's what Lubu is. He's the butt of the jokes right now. Because what he did, I was just looking at it like, what are you doing? First time he did it, okay, cool. You trying to be Troy Polamalu. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You do it again. Now they hard counting and hard snapping on purpose. And you're still doing it. Your own teammates on your line looking at you like, what are you doing? And you keep doing it. So the referees had to step in and say, well, if you do this again, well, they've been warned you can't do this again. They did it again. And now they say, well, if you do this again, then we're going to give you a score. They could have just been petty and gave us the score because they already warned y'all once and y'all did it again. And that's in the rule book because I don't know it personally, but as it was going on before the referee even spoke, one of the commentators that they brought in, a referee official, he had broke it down and explained that, yes, referees can do that in that type of situation. So at the end of the day, y'all was totally unprepared. Y'all faced a team who been built for the Super Bowl, who made that their main focus. When the Commander fans that we know that's in our R2L chats was telling us, oh man, y'all better Mark, you right there. You say, man, y'all better chase that record with Saquon Barkley because if y'all don't get to the Super Bowl, y'all gonna feel bad about it. Well, as Jason Tatum and Kanye say, I guess we'll never know because we're in the Super Bowl right now. So at the end of the day, we had one goal in mind. We don't care how many passing yards Jalen Hurts was averaging throughout this year. We don't care how pretty it looked. We wanted to win. We don't care if they call our quarterback a running back. We don't care if they say our quarterback needs a running back to carry him. We don't care because it's only one thing that's the goal when you're a Philadelphia Eagle fan, and that's winning. And that's pretty much all I got to say. So y'all did not lose this game for yourselves. We beat y'all down.
Okay, well, before because you like to talk about numbers and no context. You saying that we didn't have any? When you said we didn't, it was. I'm gonna ask you one question. They call the same game on both sides. Did they give y'all penalties?
I think they called. I think they. Yeah, I believe they. I'm trying to answer. I believe they called a clean game.
You sure?
We were the more disciplined team. You could see that watching.
Well, I'm not blaming the game on the refs at all. Y'all won the game. Y'all got it. But I'm not gonna sit here and say that, like on a third down when it's 3rd and 9 and you throw a ball to Saquon and he don't get the first down, and if you don't get the first down, y'all punt the ball. But they call, you hit him out of. They say you hit him out of bounds, even though it was at the same time. And then they give y'all 15 yards on that penalty. Or when you got, they say Jeremy Chin was holding Dallas Goedert on an arm, and it was just like a touch when you do it in fast speed, which all cornerbacks, safeties, everybody do. They called a pass interference on that. That was another 3rd down. And those 2 plays, y'all wouldn't have got a field goal. That would have been a punt. So that would have put y'all back at 4 punts of this game that y'all did last game. And then on top of that, it's just like, yes, we fumbled. And we're moving the ball every time we're fumbling. We're moving the ball. Y'all not stopping us. We're going,
Y'all weren't getting into your own territory.
4th and 9. Y'all not stopping us.
Y'all
We're
weren't
moving
getting
the
into
ball. We're just fumbling. And
y'all weren't getting into our territory. Y'all were crossing midfield and getting to that 40, and we were shutting y'all down right there. Y'all wasn't
it
getting
wasn't
no
a
further than that.
shutdown. That's what I'm saying. It was never shut down. It was just we fumbled. Like we punted the
That's shut
ball
down.
one time. Y'all punted the ball more than we did.
Let me say this real quick. What's your name? Teddy?
Dino.
I apologize, brother. Dino.
No, you good. You good.
That's probably his name wrong. Yeah. So you just might want to thank the Giants. You just might want to thank the Giants
for sure.
for all they've done for you. For all they care about you, they love you, they considered you. They recognize that your quarterback is actually a pedestrian. He's a pick machine. They recognize that. Say, you know what? We're not going to win for the next 10 years. Let's help them. They need help ASAP, early, never late, on time. They don't have their last they don't have their guy, Kelsey, he's gone. So we need to make sure we're their saviors because we don't want the Cowboys to win and the Commanders will. They don't really have anybody. So the Eagles look like they have the ability to do so. Let me go and gift them something. They're giving out Christmas gifts in Saquon Barkley. The Ravens, along with you guys, got the greatest gift in NFL history. When have you ever seen a Derrick Henry or Saquon Barkley go to a team for little to nothing? So I understand your esteem and how excited you are and how puffed up you are. But when you recognize that the tooth fairy came in, Santa came down the chimney, looked out for you and your family, it's like, dang, mommy, I thought you bought all these presents. No, it was really Santa Claus. Santa blessed you, and you should be proud, happy, and you should have a bit of esteem. Because without him, we recognize that your quarterback is a pick machine. He's in fact a pick machine. He's not better than the rookie that we have. And he would have destroyed you. Cool, I'll give you respect. Your team was more prepared and all these things. But I want you not to leave this space feeling so confident because your team, saving grace, is handing that ball off to daddy. Hand the ball off to daddy, let him run. Because at the end of the day, well, your quarterback, he's like the little cousin or the little brother on the team. Okay, let's just save him a bit by handing this ball off. So I understand, Dino, that you're excited, feel a bit of steam. But at the end, I want you to walk away from this conversation understanding that your team would have been out of the first round if it wasn't for Saquon Barkley.
I'm gonna just say this.
Have your time now.
Blaze got to respond.
I gotta respond.
I gotta
let him respond.
Hold on, we gotta let Blaze respond. I will not
I said nothing about Jalen Hurts the whole time. I just wanted to put that stab
I gotta respond.
Mark, that's music to your ears, man.
I ain't say nothing about Jalen Hurts.
So my
Hey,
I'm sorry, sir.
There you go, Blaze. I ain't nothing about Jalen Hurts. Go ahead.
What's your name, sir?
AJ.
That's Cam.
You say who?
Cam.
Okay, Cam. Mm-hmm. All right, nice to meet you, brother Cam.
Nice
so I'm not really one of those fans that like, don't talk bad about my player, don't talk bad about my receiver quarterback. It is what it is, right? But I gotta stop you with one thing you said because it was totally false and unreal. You say if you want to say Jalen Hurts isn't the best quarterback, I can understand. If you want to say he doesn't throw the best ball or get a lot of passing yards, or even like he doesn't throw for a lot of touchdowns, I would give you that. But you can never say he's a pick machine. He's not. He's the only quarterback in NFL history who went currently now, he's on the streak, 7 games without an interception. First time that's ever been done in NFL history, right? And then you go back to the season, I'm not exactly sure his numbers, but I want to say he only had about maybe 6 to 7 turnovers.
He's
6 to 7 interceptions.
15 picks
I would
in
say
2023. 15 picks in 2023.
Okay, and that's fine. So I'm glad you want to talk about last season, right? Last season we still beat y'all, and you know what I'm saying, we was in the playoffs, y'all wasn't. But last season, yeah, it was a bad season for us. I admit that. I've been saying that. I know you wasn't here on the last episode, but that was a bad season. Our whole team fell apart. Jalen Hurts wasn't good last year. I'm not an unrealistic fan, I know, right? But to say he's a pick machine, and when he was doing those interceptions, that was in the beginning of last year. Even when we was losing all those games, he wasn't turning the ball over. We wasn't converting. So he's not a pick machine. He's not.
Yeah.
And if you want to say that even if you want to say, okay, bro, JD is better than Jalen Hurts. That's just a delusional Commander fan. JD had a great year, right? But my thing is, as like watching football, I know you're old enough. You've been watching it for a while, right? So it's like we never really judge a player just off of 1 year and elevate them into a stratosphere over guys who has a resume and sort of been doing this for multiple years. We never really do that. So I'm not going to take nothing away from your quarterback, but I'm not going to say he's better than Jalen Hurts.
No,
Because I mean, I seen a guy on Sunday go against y'all, and mind you, when Jalen Hurts played y'all, Jalen Hurts' record in the last 2 years is 4-0 against y'all. When he played, y'all haven't beaten Jalen Hurts in the last 4 games that he played in. So regardless if second little cousin quarterback is beating up on I guess supposedly big cousin, but I don't see a big cousin on y'all team. And I want to skip one back thing too. I said about the panel last time, right? I said I didn't think it. I said Louisville was going to be the X factor for Commanders on defense, but I didn't think they was going to have an X factor on offense. And honestly, they really didn't because no one made any plays to impact anything. Ertz was the best person on your offense that you could say, okay, well, he had a really good game. But X Factor, no, he wasn't because he did nothing to impact the score, did nothing to impact the plays, did nothing to impact the outcome. So y'all really didn't have an X Factor on the offense. I was correct about that as
You sure
well.
about that?
I'm
if you
sure.
consider, I'm gonna let Mark. If you can,
Didn't he lead everybody in the game and like receiving
Listen,
yards?
I'm not talking about the stats. I'm saying did he impact it though?
We
Did he
fumbled every
impact
time we
it?
got a chance to, so
Those
we don't
are
even know
empty
if he would.
calories. As my
So
brother Javon would say, the RBO zone, those empty calories. Empty calories. He didn't impact the game at all.
it's
He
not.
was
It's
not an
not.
X factor. I'm sorry, he wasn't.
let, let me say this.
Yes,
No,
sir.
if I'm being honest, I do believe that you guys have the better team. That's strict honesty. You guys have the better team, offensive, defenses. I do not believe Jalen Hurts is a bum. I do believe he would be exposed if he didn't have what he had. He has a solid situation. Jaden Daniels, however, is in the most improbable situation and making the best out of it. The best. I mean, he's making lemonade for the whole uptown South Side. He's making lemonade for everybody from what he has. I mean, De'Ami Brown came out of nowhere, as I said last week. You got Zach Ertz, who hadn't played in a while. You got rookie offensive lineman. You have St. Juice looking like a pedestrian at cornerback. You have so many things that was going on throughout this
St.
season, but
Juice.
somehow, some way, Jalen Hurts was able to win games. I do think you guys, if you guys want to win a championship, you got to run the ball. That's my biggest thing. You got to control the ball. And I think if I'm being honest, I would be nervous if I was you guys. Reason being, I didn't think Jalen Hurts looked that sharp during the game. I didn't think he looked that sharp. I didn't think he read very well during the game. I think they shouldn't have allowed the level of caliber of defense that we had. We don't have a high caliber defense. We have some dogs. I appreciate what Luvu did jumping over the line. I appreciate that because he never quit. When you consider how much we got to Jalen Hurts, how much we pressured him, even if the linemen were to contain a bit more, we would have saw some different outcomes. So you're gonna play up against a different defense. I think your best option is running that ball. But you'll prove me wrong that Jalen Hurts is not a pedestrian because the ball's going to have to be put in his hands in order for you guys to win the game. I don't think they just going. I could be wrong, and I hope I'm honestly. I like you guys as team. If I'm being honest, I'm thinking that you guys are going to have to run the ball and have an effective play action, read option, and RPO game if you guys want to beat these guys.
Can I
But yeah, go ahead, brother.
my bad. I ain't mean to cut you. I want to
Now you good, you.
respond to that one. I do believe that this game that Jalen Hurts just played was the best game he's played since the Steelers game. Because
Okay.
if you just look at how like even the pressure, like he took a couple of sacks that wasn't necessary, but for the most part, he just throwing the ball away, and that's what he was doing the year we first went to the Super Bowl. He wasn't taking sacks, he wasn't turning it over. If he ain't got it, he just gonna throw it away. So and even just look, people love passing yards so much. He had like 260 something passing yards,
Mm-hmm.
4 total touchdowns. So I feel like this was one of his better games of since the Steelers game. But another thing I do want to say about the whole rushing thingy, I remember I don't know exactly how many rushes Saquon ended with, but I do remember we was up like 38. We had like 38 or something points. It was like in the beginning of the fourth quarter or at the end of the third quarter. And I went in the chat and I said, yo, Saquon only got 9 rushes. He had a lot of yards, but he only had 9 rushes. We weren't
15.
running the ball that much. But we were just getting down the field and we were scoring. Like we wasn't running the ball that much. So I don't know what he ended with. But I know like at the end of the third or early fourth, he didn't have a lot of rushes. He had hit double digit rushes at some point in the fourth quarter. So and at that point, like I said, we had already put up over 30 points in that game. And it wasn't because Saquon was dominating the ball with time of possession. That was all Jalen Hurts. So
no, for sure.
Saquon had 3 touchdowns. He had 15 carries, I believe, for 115 yards.
That's not a lot of carries. Yeah. 15 carries ain't a lot.
Honestly, after that first run, I think we did a really, really, really good job on Saquon. Like, we did a really good job on Saquon. I know in the red zone.
Listen, we didn't rush a lot.
He probably got more TFLs we wasn't rushing the ball. He probably got in the whole season, for real.
We wasn't rushing the ball.
Huh?
Listen, we wasn't rushing the ball.
But when he ran the ball, we stopped it. That's what I'm saying. It's just
we barely ran.
In the goal line, when we got to like the 10-yard line,
his first two possessions, he had a touchdown. His first 2 possessions,
and then when y'all got to the 10-yard line, he ate. I ain't gonna lie, but in between that, he wasn't he wasn't gashing us like he normally do.
Because
I think he did a really good job on it.
Because
I think what really killed us is the turnovers. Somebody
look up how many yards per carry he had. Because that's going to tell whether you shut it down or not. Because
it was 8 yards per carry. 7.9. 7.9 to be exact, but 8.
Y'all did not shut him down.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, I don't think we shut him down, but comparative to what Washington, and I gotta head out, but I'll say this: compared to what Washington does on defense regarding the run, there were many times where they got Saquon Barkley, arguably top 2, top 3 in the league, in the backfield, stopped and went cold blood. Like that. That's what I think Mark is talking about.
Hold on, time. Hey, Joe.
Hold on, we're gonna let hold on, Mark. Hey, Mark, hold on. Because Cam about to get out of here, so we're gonna let you finish.
Yeah.
And go ahead, get your last word, so Mark can go ahead.
No, that's all I'll say. So I think that's what Mark is talking about in regard to the Washington Commanders D-line really stepping up and stopping them a few times. But all I will say is next year, I mean, this year for Philly is going to be a pivotal year. You guys win, I think you guys got an opportunity to keep that steam rolling. But if you lose, there's going to be some reevaluating things that you guys got to look at, because I know the Commanders coming. If I'm being honest, I believe Dallas is coming. I don't think Dallas is going to be a sorry. I don't believe Dallas is going to be a sorry. I'm just being. I thought that this year, and we started to see that. My personal opinion, I think the Dallas, because what I recognize even with Dallas this year, at the middle of the year when they started getting a bit more healthy, they won like 2 or 3 games in a 2 or 3 game stretch. They looked a bit stronger, but they didn't have all their players. All I'm saying is the division is going to be a bit different. So altogether, y'all, I think we just witnessed greatness in the making with Jaden Daniels. We're going to see him run the NFC East at least for the next 10 to 15 years, and hopefully the NFC for the next 5 to 10 years. So hopefully that's the plan, you guys. But thank y'all for having me. I appreciate y'all. Got to meet some new people, man.
Nice to meet you, brother.
Joe, Dave, Tomo, always a pleasure. Mark, Dino, man, blessed to meet y'all, man. Thank y'all again. Have a blessed one, all right?
Thanks for coming in. Hey, you need to join our NFL chat immediately.
Say no more.
Okay, I did want to address the little Saquon thing real quick, because his first run was, I believe, 68 yards, wasn't it? First run was like 68 yards. And then he had 2 10-yard runs.
It was 60.
68, 70, 88.
It was 60 yards.
Okay, so he had 15 carries. Mm-hmm. If you take away those 3 runs, was 68, 10, and like another 10, that's 88 yards. So he had 12 rushes for.
Hey, that's great. That's great.
What was that, Matt?
12 rushes for 88 yards?
Huh?
You say it will be 88 yards?
He had 3 rushes for 88 yards.
Oh. Okay.
Everything else was we did what I'm saying is we did do a good job on Saquon.
I don't think that.
Okay. I mean, you can say that because you got 1 rush for 68 yards. You can.
I'm gonna tell you why I don't think you did a good job. I'm gonna tell you why
12 yards a carry.
I'm gonna tell you why you didn't do a good job on Saquon, because last game we played, y'all Saquon ran it over 20 times, and y'all contained them better than y'all did last game than y'all did this game. He only ran 15 times, and like I say, when we was already up by like a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all lost by 32. So when we was up by a lot or whatever, before we scored 55 on y'all, he only had 9 rushes. So we wasn't playing like we put our guys in at the very end of it. Like it was over. We didn't have to run him 20 times or 25 times. Y'all was not gonna stop Saquon Barkley. The very first play of the game showed y'all that. And I'm not gonna lie, because when y'all first got the ball, and the game plan y'all had on that first drive, I'm like, we in for a long day. Y'all went 17 plays. And like it's enough, we couldn't stop it. We didn't get no pressure on JD or anything. But what happened is when we came out and scored, and then y'all came back and y'all didn't score, and then we came and scored again. Y'all had to play a whole total different game, and that played into my defensive hand, our defense hands. I said on the panel, I said I want Jalen Hurts to throw it about 50 times a game. I mean, Jaden Daniels to throw it about 50 times a game. And it's not because I don't think he has a good arm or that he can't throw. It's not that. But it's like I watched last game and I seen the biggest plays that killed us when we played on the 22nd was him extending plays and running for first downs. He had 81 yards off of that. So I'm like, we can't allow him to do that. If we could force him to just throw the ball and limit the amount of times he run and the yards he get, we're going to win this game. And that's exactly what we did. We only let him run it 6 times for, I think it was, 40-something yards, 46 yards?
48.
He averaged 8 yards a carry?
That's the contain, huh?
He averaged, 8 yards a carry?
Yeah, but he only ran the ball 6 times.
He only ran the ball 6 times.
Every time he
went, it was 8 yards a carry, though.
We fumbled the ball.
I mean, listen, you can never see everybody know if a quarterback won the ball, their yards per carry is going to be up. Like it's a quarterback. You could get 10 yards a carry running as a quarterback. It's not the same as running as a running back. So saying his yards per carry is 8, I mean, he's a quarterback. he's already getting 8 yards before he see the first defender.
I'm just saying.
So that really don't say nothing. So as I said, in the game plan, all I'm saying is the game plan that you and Decorius thought was going to work when we did this panel on what day was that, Thursday? It didn't happen because
my game plan was JD5. As long as we got JD5,
and it didn't happen.
All right, so fellas,
and it didn't happen.
We got 2 minutes. I'm sorry.
This is my last one. All I'm saying is that I came in here and said that we had to do with JD5, and if we did that, we was gonna win. We did it, and we won by 32.
Y'all got it. Y'all won. Y'all got it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
So thank you.
I wish the Coyers was here, man.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. We're gonna set up a members only. We can get some get back. We got to do a NFC East panel.
Well, he got some Owen for AJ.
He got he got to do that too. But I'm just saying we need another NFC East because
that ain't gonna happen until next year.
For what? You on the couch with us? You might as well come on.
Next season is gonna happen.
I do. Let's get our last word.
Season. The only reason I'm doing this hard is because of how much trash I was talking.
Yeah,
like,
no,
I had a great
Blaze,
season.
Everything you dished out was deserving. So yeah. That's why I was laughing.
I'm not taking that away from y'all.
Y'all won. Y'all got it. But
now, if you would tell us on Sunday, I might be hurt, but I'm healed. I'm good.
Yeah, you good, man.
you can throw a break in my face. I'll be all right.
It's 2 days.
I'm good. We made it.
That's a little drastic.
My last words.
Verbally.
Let's get out. Let's get our last words.
We made it to the NFC Championship. Congrats to us. Congrats to the Eagles for y'all making it to the Super Bowl. We had a really, really, really good season. We see what we need to build on. We see what we have in quarterback at the quarterback position. If we need to get another running back, we can. You can say whatever you want about B-Rob. He's better than Najee. That's it. But I mean, like, we get a receiver in the draft, or we get him in free agency. We work on the defense in the draft. However we do it, I feel like we're gonna be real good next year. NFC East might be a 3-headed monster, but I'm not sure. Every time the Cowboys do something low key, they always come out and surprise everybody. So maybe them hiring somebody, they may surprise somebody. I don't know.
No expectations. They may be best like this.
They ain't gonna have no expectations, exactly. But we gonna have expectations because of what we just did. And as a Commanders, we gotta live up to those expectations. And I think we will. So that was my last words. And Jimmy, stay away from the Wizards, and we good.
Blaze, what's your last words?
Thanks for having me on, fellas. It's always a pleasure. I need
we want.
I need to stop coming back regularly though because
he's cooking.
This is really fun. So
for real.
I like this. But thanks for having me on again. And Mark, appreciate you as well. You know, we be having our back and forth, but
we locked in.
You. But yeah, and y'all had, and again, shout out to the Eagles or whatever. Like we definitely going to the Super Bowl, but shout out to the Commanders because, like I said, y'all had a really good season, and I definitely got to retire my troll hat pretty much from the Commanders. So y'all gonna be really I feel like y'all in good hands. Y'all gonna get it together. I'm not saying y'all not gonna be running NFC East. Y'all not gonna be better than the Eagles, but you know y'all gonna compete. Y'all gonna compete. I do see that. I feel like y'all gonna compete now. So
who's your troll hat for?
Huh?
Who's your troll hat for? Then?
Easy. It's the Cowboys. Easy.
Easy. Combo is not you. It's not you.
I know it's not. That's why I don't reply no more. I just be like, go ahead, do your thing.
It's Big O. Big O, Big Cotto.
Cotto.
It's you, bro. It's you. It's only Cotto.
Appreciate y'all, fellas.
And Vaughn, I had to send some shots at Vaughn because Vaughn, you was doubting Jalen Hurts too. And you ain't been saying nothing since after that game. So I seen you yesterday. I should have said something, but I didn't. I know you're gonna call me out about that, but you know. I just thought about it.
They losing streak we heard from Vaughn no more. So
yeah. Appreciate y'all though, fellas.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all for coming on.
Appreciate y'all.
All right.
See y'all in the chat.
All right.
Let's get it.